to the Dropping Dimes podcast. And here's your host, Jay I Dimes.
Yes, sir. Welcome back to the Dropping Dimes podcast presented by Yo and Yes. Again, many thanks to Snuggle Moments BH for sponsoring this episode. Okay, so for today's episode, we have news around the association after the NBA Finals. Okay, when will the next season start? We also have some free agency news, coaching news, and even draft news. Okay, for this episode. So let's start off by dishing out some news about Goran Dragic. This is according to Ira Winderman of the South Florida Sun Sentinel. According to the news, according to Goran Dragic, we don't know what the future holds with this virus and everything. And when the league is going to start, there's still a lot of uncertainty in the future. So furthermore, he also said that I'm at the stage of my career where it's not only about me, it's about my family, my kids, my wife. I do have to admit I'm really happy. So that's good news for the Miami Heat. If Goran is happy, it seems like he would want to be back. Of course, it's still a business. That's according to him, and then he'll leave it at that. So let's see if they will find a way to bring him back. We know that Jimmy Butler is a big fan of Dragic. And now, also from Ira Winderman of the South Florida Sun Sentinel, this is now on Jay Crowder's free agency. According to Jay Crowder, that's the best thing about my contract last time. I had security in each place I went to. He said of being dealt 4 times on that contract with the Boston Celtics, that 5-year, $35 million deal. So financially, he wasn't really worried, but right now, I'm able to focus on that and I'm able to have a say in what I feel like is out there for me. Of course, according to also to Jay Crowder, he wants his security. The league is kind of up and down right now. You never know. I've been part of trade, so I know about security. Okay, so let's see if the Heat will try to bring back Jay Crowder, who was a big part. He was a very big acquisition. He was just a throw-in in that Andre Iguodala deal, but then he turned out to be a really big piece for the Miami Heat. And now some news from Brian Windhorst. So according to Windy, they want to keep the Dallas Mavericks. They want to keep their books clear for 2021. I wouldn't expect them to add any major free agents this year because they're going to wait. And they are going to wait for the big one. They're going to go after Giannis Antetokounmpo, the Greek freak. They want to pair him up with Luka Doncic and Kristaps Porzingis. That will be a heck of a big 3 if ever Dallas gets Giannis. And then some coaching news. For some coaching news, we have Tyronn Lue. He will be meeting with the Pelicans, even though he's really gaining a lot of momentum for that Rockets job. We all know the relationship between Ty Lue and David Griffin. So let's see. No final decision on that yet. Another finalist for that Pelicans job is Stan Van Gundy. So we know that SVG was working as an analyst during these playoffs, but I think he would like to go back to coaching, and the Pelicans looking to consider SVG for their coaching job. Now, some other coaching news as well. Aside from SVG, of course, this was mentioned by Woj. No, Van Gundy's reputation as a teacher of the game in 11 plus seasons with the Miami Heat, the Orlando Magic, and Detroit Pistons has made him a formidable candidate for a very young Pelicans team. Okay, this very young core of Zion Williamson, Brandon Ingram, Lonzo Ball, Josh Hart, and they'll add another draft pick this coming 2020 draft. And then according to Wendy, because Bam Adebayo and Giannis, they have the same agent. So if neither of them sign extensions this offseason, according to Wendy, you have to watch out for the Miami Heat. Okay, so that's a thing about Giannis going to certain places. And then we also have Kevin O'Connor bringing the news regarding Chris Finch, who's considered to be the front runner to be the next Indiana Pacers head coach. So Chris Finch has been with the Pelicans since 2017. Heat assistants Chris Quinn and Dan Craig will also interview with Indiana, while Chauncey Billups and Dave Yeager already had their conversations with the Pacers. Okay, and then of course, just like what I mentioned a while ago, Ty Lue is gathering momentum for the Rockets coaching job. It seems like that would be the fit for him. Okay, now for some draft news. We have DePaul's Paul Reed. He has actually met with the Celtics. He's an athletic big, can really be a disruptor on the defensive end, even though his value is more of a second rounder. But let's see, the Celtics, they're trying to find some diamonds in the rough. Now, Mike Brown. Okay, going back to some coaching news, Mike Brown, who is right now, of course, the assistant or the associate head coach the lead assistant rather for Steve Kerr. So I think some people are also considering Mike Brown for the job. Let's see where he ends up. And then, of course, the other Van Gundy, Jeff Van Gundy, has been working as an analyst for the past how many years? He will also be interviewed by the Houston Rockets for that vacant coaching job that they have. Okay. Some other news from the league. We have, of course, the Lakers. Well, they've been the talk of the town because of the championship. Now for the draft, first there have been some rumors regarding the New York Knicks trying to trade down. They are really very interested in James Wiseman and LaMelo Ball. So there are a lot of interesting options in the draft, especially with Minnesota winning the lottery. They're very open to trading that pick. Of course, we don't know if they are really sold in keeping D'Lo and also Karl Anthony Towns. So we'll see. Most of the pundits are saying that LaMelo Ball in a very weak draft is the most talented player in the 2020 draft. So we'll also see if that would be the case. Unfortunately, the teams that are drafting on top, or at the top rather, are not really that sold on drafting LaMelo Ball. The Warriors have already said they won't be drafting him. Minnesota is still dangling that pick. Um, we don't know. Maybe Charlotte. He'll end up in Charlotte. Of course, New York really is the one that is really interested in landing LaMelo Ball, but they're actually picking eighth. So I don't know how that's gonna work. The Warriors also are willing to trade that pick, trying to look for a veteran that will, complement their guys like Draymond Green, Steph Curry, Klay Thompson. We don't know about Andrew Wiggins. I think they acquired him so that they could also trade him again. First, the Giannis rumors are there that they're willing to give up Andrew Wiggins, the second pick, and probably another throw-in to get Giannis. So we don't really know about that. Now, final news about the league regarding the start of next season. So according to Adam Silver, for sure it will not start in 2020. It will be on 2020. It will be dated probably February. That's according to Adam Silver. Of course, there are still many things that have to be worked on. The financial stuff regarding deals, right? And then, of course, another important thing to look at will be the salary cap. This has, the NBA, of course, heavily affected by the pandemic, the stoppage. So even with the successful bubble, well, of course, the fans were not able to watch. And of course, the owners also have a lot of say on when to start the season, but definitely it will be most likely February at the earliest. So players will be able to rest, and then I don't think players are also willing to go into another type of bubble kind of setup. So that's another challenge that the league has to overcome. And apparently, according to some news as well, the owners would really like the fans to be able to watch games again. So we don't really know. It's very uncertain right now, just like what Goran Dragic said. We don't really know. It's up in the air. Hard to really talk about anything when we're not really sure about it yet. Okay, so that's it.